waste your time in the vain pursuit of this, that, and the other, to be high on hopes and delusions. To be high on hopes and delusions. To be high on hopes. Be high on hopes.
Yo, welcome to the show. Sorry about the late start, but I do want to thank you all for being here, being involved, and being active. Let me get this light going. Let me play this clip. We just Sysco just purchased Restaurant Depot. Fun fact, it's not going to affect all of you, but it will affect most of us that deal with mom and pops. There's going to be some changes coming down the way. But let me play this fair use. And my name is Mike Reed. I am here to talk to you about all things related to commercial appliances.
Food distribution giant Sysco is buying Jetro, or Restaurant Depot as it's known. Joining us in an exclusive interview is Kevin Hurricane. He is chairman and CEO of Sysco. With I said with an S, and then you said right. I said, well, actually, with two S's, right? But a lot of
good point.
For years, we always had to make that distinction especially for those listening on the radio, the difference between Sysco and Sysco. You're much more stable, sort of lower margin, but maybe not quite the beta that the other Sysco has. Looking at some of these numbers, why didn't you do this earlier, Kevin? It just seems like a pretty good fit for Sysco, and it's accretive immediately, adds 20% to your revenue, and puts you into what the more mom and pop sort of restaurant business instead of the big chain.
That's an adjacent channel. First off, just happy to be on the show this morning. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
Sysco is the leader in food distribution to restaurants and food service away from home. So think hospitals and universities, larger restaurants, even mom and pop restaurants, but on the larger scale.
Now, what they're leaving out is the fact that Restaurant Depot also sells appliances. What the? Sorry, let me finish playing this. Client.
Restaurant Depot is just a gem of an asset. It's a one-stop shop warehouse store for restaurants that are seeking value, lower prices, because the restaurant's doing a lot of the work. They drive to the store, they do the pick, the pack, the ship, the delivery to the restaurant, and they save about 15 to 20% by going to that store versus having the food delivered. So number two is the actual segment, cash and carry, is doing very well. It's a growing segment, it's a profitable segment, and it's a segment that does really well during economic distress or volatility because it's the place you can go to save money.
And what are higher margins than you, right?
Yeah, and the reason is the most expensive part of what we Sysco do is the delivery to the restaurant's location. So think about loading up a big truck, driver driving there, we unload the truck, we actually bring the food into the restaurant, put it in their freezer, their dry zone, and their refrigerator, and there's a lot of cost tied to that. So Restaurant Depot doesn't incur those costs. They can share in those savings with the customer. As I said, the customer saves
Be careful
15
with
to
those
20%.
trucks. You heard what happened.
The Kit Kat, that's a tough segment to follow, by the way. It's stolen,
I saw him walk
Kit
in.
Kats.
Did you see the look on his face? He was like,
Stolen Kit Kats.
You seem worried.
This is important. Yes.
So first year,
Yeah,
the high single digits accretive across the board. Margins, EBITDA, cash flow, everything.
Financials are attractive. Immediately accretive. Year one, mid to high single digit accretion. Year two, low teens accretive. Year three, full synergy realization. Year four, get this part, $2 billion of excess free cash flow that we can return to our investors, increase dividend, increase share buyback, invest in the business for growth. It's a compelling transaction. And the why is that we're better together. Sysco is the best at food distribution to the restaurant. Restaurant Depot is the best at the cash and carry format. But here's this one pithy example. We can leverage Sysco's supply chain to open 125 net new Restaurant Depot locations. That's decades of growth. Think 5-6 stores per year for another 20 years. It's a compounding growth business and one we.
Now, here's one thing that that he's leaving out. Uh-oh. Good. Here's one thing that he's leaving out is that Sysco already tried. Sysco has in my market. I'm the test market for Vivor. I'm the test market for Sysco. So Sysco already has a store already. Let me pull this one up. It is called Sysco to go. I've shown different things on this in the past. And what they've done is they have two locations. Oh damn! I should have. Let me go back so I could show you guys everything. Now the big difference, and what I can tell you firsthand. So here's the one in City Center. So this was the very first one. I actually got a chance to meet the nice woman who was in charge of this experiment, and they did give it a go. There were quite a few things that I felt were lackluster. Sysco was actually pretty clueless as to what the small mom and pop operation needs. Right? They actually just tried to dump all of the stuff that they had a hard time pushing onto their mainline customers. They just tried pushing that onto their... What the hell? What is going on this evening? They tried pushing all that stuff onto mom and pop customers. Needless to say, that did not go very well. All the products that they tried to sell at the Sysco to go, matter of fact, hold on, I have my membership card. It is free to get one. Not like you're going to need to get one, because they are going to rapidly expand the Restaurant Depot concept. Uh-oh, hold on one second. Let me put myself on here. So I am a member of Sysco to go, which didn't work very well. So one of the problems that Sysco to go had was that they didn't have any equipment. When you go into Restaurant Depot has their own, they have their own line of equipment. Let me see what I got here. I got my Gordon's card, Costco. I think executive gets me into the business. Gordon, Sysco. Oh, I got everything from my freaking Restaurant Depot. That's what I'm looking for. The benefit of us being operating our own business is that we can open up different accounts like this. So Restaurant to go, Sysco with their Sysco to go system, they have dishwasher chemicals, just like Gordon's does, just like Restaurant Depot. But their chemicals were sold in, their containers were $160 for a single container. Compare that with Restaurant Depot. Restaurant Depot's 5-gallon jug was $40 for the same low temp style detergent. And when you know it, I think I lost my Restaurant Depot card. Oh no. Oh, fun times. Anyway, so Restaurant Depot Restaurant Depot does not interfere with Sysco at all. And that's one of the things that the Sysco CEO was trying to tell you. Where this comes into play with us is it's like a Sir Isaac or Sir something line that Restaurant Depot has. Question is, are they going to continue selling equipment? I think that they are. I don't see any reason for Sysco to mess with their mix. And now this is bothering me that I cannot find my Restaurant Depot card. So a lot of mom and pops, this is actually the place that they go to get their blenders, to get their microwaves, to get steam tables. I've seen they have ovens there. They have ovens, refrigerators, prep tables, freezers, vacuum sealers. What I have not seen there, I have not seen commercial dishwashers, but they typically carry most of everything else, especially the equipment that they use on food trucks. So with them expanding, this is going to put a lot of pressure on smaller regional dealers, appliance dealers. Now that the mom and pop have another option. And if you haven't, chime in on the show. We are open. Yo, Machismo, what's happening, brother? This deal went down for $24 billion. Yo, gentlemen, what's happening? Hold on, let me give you guys the numbers. Let me give you the numbers. All right. It was. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't 24. It was actually $29 billion. 29.1. $29.1 billion. Yo, Machismo, thank you very much for sharing the stream. Appreciate that. And fun fact, this was only 1 year revenue for Sysco. Sysco last year, I think they did about $25 billion. So Restaurant Depot shareholders will receive $21.6 billion in cash. Woo! And 91.5 million shares of Sysco stock. 14.6 times Restaurant Depot's operating income. So like they said, Restaurant Depot has about 725,000 customers. So if you are not going into Restaurant Depot, what you need to do is get a hold of your Restaurant Depot store manager and give them your information before the deal is completely finalized. Okay, Sysco is going to fund the cash deal with $21 billion and $1 billion with cash on hand. Oh, the original owner is stepping out into the is stepping out. This is courtesy of Restaurant Business Magazine. So these are not small numbers. These are not small numbers. So thank you very much, brother. Oh, and Max Tax, what's happening, brother? And I know how busy you are this time of the year, brother. Make sure you check out Brother Max Tax. Hold on, let me show you his stuff. Max Tax Plus. Uh-oh. Here's Brother Max Tax. Here's his information. Check him out. If you're ready to do your paperwork, it's it's time. Now let me see here. Let me go to Restaurant Depot. Restaurant Depot. I believe they're based out of they're based out of the East Coast. What is it? Something like 150 locations. Hold on, let me show you. Buy equipment and supplies online. I don't know where they chart. It's not going to be very high when compared to the other companies that are only selling appliances. But Restaurant Depot, they will sell Dukers, they sell a Tosa, they sell I've seen them sell Turbo Air. They sell a lot of different brands. It seems to be whatever deal comes their way. And then they, like I said before, they have their own in-house brand. Let me see if I could find it on here on this. Sir Lawrence. They sell their own brand. Let me see if I can find something. And so it switches from time to time. It could be any different brand. It would be deep fryers, induction. They offer leasing. Restaurant Depot offers leasing and all other type of options. So we're just gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see how this ends up. What Sysco is going to keep and what they're going to trim out. Let me see if I can get this is not the browser that I normally use. And luckily I was able to talk about this story today because I'm still not able to get my regular screen.
Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market. Harnessing the
what's
power
happening
of
with you, brother?
Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. I'm Nathan Hager, joined by Bloomberg's Zabir Abu Omar on a Merger Monday. Even if it is a holiday shortened trading week, we've got deal news in the restaurant space. Zabir, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, you're right. So Sysco, this was a story that was reported by the Wall Street Journal earlier. And it's essentially that Sysco is buying Restaurant Depot for a deal that is worth $29 billion, including debt. It was later confirmed. And now we know that Sysco will actually acquire Depot for $21.6 billion in cash and it will be 91.5 million for Sysco shares. So the stock is moving downward on the news, down in the pre-trade about 1.8%. Investors not really looking favorably at the news in the pre-trade session this morning.
Okay, maybe a little bit of arbitrage as we watch that deal news shake out here. In the meantime, the biggest gainer in the pre-market, the biggest aluminum maker in the United States, Alcoa.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
and Alcoa is moving 8% higher in the pre-trade session.
So as you guys can see, this is making, Untamed Kango, what's happening? Yeah, this is really making moves in the business world because Sysco it's a case of if you can't beat them, join them type of deal. So once again, like I said, Sysco tried. Sysco really did try. And it just, every time you went into one of those Sysco to-go locations, they were empty. Every single time. And they actually had planned on rolling out the Sysco to-go nationwide. And so, as they looked at things, they just decided, hey, look, let's just acquire best of breed. And that's actually what they end up doing. Oh, let me see here. Did they open up 3? No, just two. Just the two. So one by the medical center, and this is the newest one. Yeah, they got 60 photos. This was the newest one, and they pulled out all the stops. They had all kind of balloons and all kind of prizes and things they gave if you went and signed up. They had nice product, but as you can see in the pictures, none of their pictures were they able to show you people, because every time you went in the facility, the prices were extremely high, and the product just was not what we're looking for. None of that was what we were looking for. Yo, what's happening with your brother? So sorry, I thought I had this on a much bigger thing. Now that we got some people in here, I'm gonna go ahead and switch. I'm gonna switch over to True. True hit me up. I don't know what's going on with this Monday. True hit me up today, and for those of you that are in the Texas market, specifically the Houston, Texas market, True is doing training class on the refrigeration and ice, same day. So I can tell you about it because I signed up today. As soon as they gave it to me, I just signed up. So let's go on to the True section. So we're going to be moving on. So select the school. And right now, so they have, so cities like Houston, they decided to do 4 classes. No, is it two classes or 4? I think it's 4 classes. They decided to break the classes up into an AM and then a PM. So this is the one I'm going to. This is on the 14th. They have a 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And they got the AM. So I guess it is just the 14th. And then they got the AM, which is 8 a.m. to 12 noon. So it looks like I'm going to have to drop my kid off a little early so I can make it to this one. So this is the one I'm actually going to. Fun fact, we have a lot of classes over here on Clay Road. This should be the one probably by Beltway 8. So this is what they're doing. It is refrigeration and the ice. They're rolling both classes in together. They will, once you sign up, they will send you a confirmation. So the sales rep in my market, he just so happened to hit me up today, and I know how True is, and I know how quickly those damn classes fill up. So I hurried up and signed up with that. Let me see here. They never have these damn things according to date. So as you can see here, let me make sure this is big enough. Yeah, do you smell money? From the standpoint, not on the True, because Restaurant Depot doesn't necessarily sell True. True makes an excellent product. Really impressed. Well, I will say that they have True has a better and they have a best. They supposedly have a 3-tier marketing program, but they actually just have a better and a best. Oshizaki has a good, better, best. Charleston has a good and a best program. And what I mean by that is the regular True product is nice, but they have an ultra premium product. And those I You rarely see any issues with those. That I could say about that. True has its own, how should we say, quirks. So True has its own thing, and once you figure out what's going on with the True units, you could pretty much navigate without issue. True has taken away the ability of Part Sound and All Points to actually sell the parts the same way that they used to. Now when you make purchases through Parts Sound and All Points, they're actually just placing your order with True. They're not stocking the parts like they once were. True is, and let me see how this works. Let me make myself a little bit. There we go. Are you guys able to see the screen still? So California, Camarillo. So that's on the 7th of next month. What is that? Irwindale. That's on the 8th. So what True is doing is they're actually making the evaporators, doing a just-in-time type of manufacturing. What they've been doing for the last like 4 or 5 years is they have been making changes to evaporators and condensers as they get the feedback on what the product is doing, what kind of issues, what kind of optical issues, what kind of issues they might be encountering out there. They are making the necessary changes. With them doing that, so there's Jacksonville, Florida, that's on the 15th. With them doing that, there aren't that many of any particular evaporator. There aren't that many of any particular condenser coils. You will find compressors, but you might find that on some units, some coils, you might have to wait a day or two. And that's because they're actually making those damn things to order. And then another thing with the LAE controllers on the True is the LAE controllers. Apparently now they need to be programmed. That actually wasn't a thing 10 years ago. They used to actually sell the LAE controllers. URI used to have them on the shelf. And you would, they had them as a universal, but now you have to order them and they have to be programmed. So that's just one kind of hang up that you're going to experience with True. So it's not like you're able to stockpile a lot of stuff with True, and they don't want you to stockpile anything. Richmond Hill, Spring Hill Suites. This is in Savannah, Georgia. This is on the 14th of next month. Now remember, you must sign up and they will give you your confirmation. If you do not sign up, there's a good chance that you're not going to get into these classes. These are relatively small classes that they're doing. It's not like when they did back in 2018, 2019, when they had these huge 200 attendance classes. These are relatively small, 15, 20 people. Pearl, Mississippi, that's the 29th, 8 a.m. Let's see when Syracuse, New York is. That's also, this stuff is not in order. This is on the 7th. And I do not know why they don't put this stuff in order. So San Marcos, that's further south in Texas. That's going to be on the 8th. So all this stuff is for next month. And then of course I gave you Houston. That is the 14th. I do expect the Houston class to fill up within the next 24 hours. I would also expect the San Marcos class to fill up within the next 24 hours because of all the surrounding cities are going to be going there. Yo, like Max Stack said, hit the that was Nightbot saying hit the like button. Partstown will basically be doing what's called drop shipping. They gotta get a slice of the pie. Actually, no. So what? Let me show you. They don't. True is actually. This is what True is doing. Shop parts. True prefers for you to buy the parts from them directly. You will actually call Partstown and ask for certain parts. They will not have it. From my vantage point, it appears that True would rather not deal with informing the whole damn world every time they have to do a revision. Every time, what you got to understand is every time True makes a change. So True went from Solitech controllers to LAE. And when they did things like that, they had to mark it as obsolete, had all points Partstown market as obsolete. Then they had to buy back all those damn Solitech parts. And it's a thing. It's a thing. So now True is able to, like I was told today, True is able to be a control freak. So True knows what parts are going where. They're able, because you're ordering it. You're going on here and you're ordering it. Consumers can order the parts. Service companies can order the parts. You put in the serial number, boom, and everything comes right up. What kind of door gasket? Everything. Everything is right there. Fan motor, all of that. And now True no longer has to pay Partstown to stock parts. They no longer have to pay them. You call, as you see, they have part support. You can email Partstown as they have parts inquiries at truemanufacturing.com. Oh, L2, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Yo, Brother Frank, what's happening with you? Or you can become an authorized distributor. Thanks for the clarification. You can't. That's the thing. So True is also the distributor. That's who actually called me. Well, not called me. That's who actually sent me the email today was True directly. A distributor didn't call me. So True is actually handling all this stuff from end to end. I can order True equipment, residential, commercial. I can order it directly through True without ever having to go through a distributor, without ever having to go through a dealer. I explained to the rep, the same guy that hit me up today, I explained to him that I have a really close working relationship with one of the dealers, and they give me their prices, and he just assured me, he said, look, man, you order enough, I'm going to make sure that I match or beat their price. You know, whatever they're giving you, I'm going to match it or beat it. They really want us, the servicers, to get a bigger piece of the pie, like it used to be in the old days. So in the old days, and that's the thing with distributors. Like we sell each and every service company has the ability to sell this equipment. There's only a handful of brands out there that you are not going to be able to sell without some difficulty. But other than that, everything else you're going to be able to sell. And I am looking for my light. Everything else, your True, Delfield, Continental, Norlake, you're going to be able to order that stuff, sell it, not a problem. You can even order Hobart equipment. You have to go through your distributor, but you can order and sell Hobart equipment. Hobart has no problem with that. They have one requirement, and that is one of their technicians has to come out and inspect, especially if it's like a dishwasher or Red Goat or any of that kind of stuff. They actually have to send one of their technicians out, and then they inspect, and then they have to sign off on it in order for your customer to get the warranty. But other than that, Hobart doesn't give a damn. Hobart doesn't care. So there's very little. There's a very little to none with restrictions as far as acquiring equipment to sell. Where you're going to come up with resistance is in shipping costs. Of course, if you're going through some kind of distributor, you're not going to have to deal with shipping costs as much because they already have a warehouse, they already have the dock. It's going to be a shipment that's from warehouse, from factory to their dock. It's going to be with other orders, so it's going to be a larger shipment of equipment. Brings all the costs down, especially now. Look at how high diesel prices are. Look at how much we're paying in gas. It's costing me damn near $10 to get. Yeah, on average, it costs me I burn about $10 to go from customer to customer. So now, if you can imagine, you're going to just truck a single prep table. Yeah, that's not the way. You can't expect to really eat off of that, especially if shipping, you can't expect your shipping to be $150. Your shipping is going to be actually double that. So that kind of eats it to your profit. But yeah, True, this is one of their best warranties right there, where they give the 7-year warranty, 7-year labor, 7-year parts, 7-year compressor. So that's why I hate the Buster Bubble. Max Tax. I hate the Buster Bubble, but True pays when it comes to the warranty, but it's not a situation where you're going to be Scrooge McDuck. You ain't gonna be doing the backstroke in a pool full of gold coins. That one ain't happening, brother. I hate the Buster Bubble, but that one ain't happening. You haven't seen it online. You haven't seen it. You haven't heard anybody say it, because it don't happen like that. And like Nightbot said, yeah, please hit the like button. And like I said earlier, True has purchased. Oh yeah, I told you guys. True made some other purchases, and they got some outdoor stuff. Because I'm actually looking at outfitting the house with some refrigeration. Uh-oh. So for all you guys that are on the borderline, they have residential and commercial equipment. So now they have the ice machines. It's just a matter of time. Now that True has actually crossed the line into hot side equipment, I do believe it's only a matter of time before they actually branch out into hot side on the commercial side as well. It's funny that they do that. Like, they started with ice machines. Hold on, let me show you the ice machines. They started with ice machines on the residential side first. Oh man, like 15 years ago. 15 plus years ago, True had the residential ice machines. There you go. And they really like filled the void when it was. Yeah, I'm sorry, brother. I hate to bust your bubble, brother. I hate to bust your bubble, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do this.
Lord have mercy. Bumper clot. Blood clot.
So, well, let me go even further into this. So L to the, and thank you for contributing to the show, brother. I do appreciate that. Mostly, well, you are going to get a lot of door hinges on the commercial undercounter. A lot of True does not make the door hinges. I must preface that with Continental uses the same door hinges. True uses door hinges from the same company. Actually, I think it's Caisson. Caisson actually makes the door hinges. You do get a lot of clogged drains, and there's one other issue, and I'm not going to say it because the Trulowski family is very litigious. But as you can see here in the where I zoomed in on the residential side, what you're looking at is a residential ice machine and in a 15-inch refrigerator. Scotsman used to dominate this space, and that's actually how way I bridged over, because I used to do a lot of the Scotsman residential stuff, and then they asked me to go into the commercial side of it. So that was like my gateway into it. So Scotsman doesn't make a 15-inch under-counter refrigerator. Uline does. Hoshizaki does. Of course, Marvell does. But nobody's really buying and selling Marvell refrigeration or ice machines right now. Oh, let's see here. But yeah, True has gotten into the cooking side. And once you start with the outdoor grills, there is very little difference between this and commercial units. Very little. There's actually more safety devices installed, but that is roughly about it. Especially since they already have all the machinery. So that's something we could be seeing. Speculation, possibly down the line. I know I would look forward to some True hot side, but they already have on the commercial. That's what I mean. Hold on, let me see. Let me go back to. Uh-oh. But if any of you guys are in California, Mississippi, Texas, it would be a good idea to go ahead and sign up with this class. Like I said, they're going to go over refrigeration because True they are making a big push. The last class what they went over with the ice, to get over the limitations of the amount of ice that their machines are making, they are just going to double up. They are just going to double up on the equipment. So where they had, I'm going to round up and say one of the machines makes about 500. And so if the customer needs 1,000 pounds of ice, they're just going to give them 2 machines on a bin. So they haven't really, they mentioned like who the customer they're going after, but it's not officially been released. But yeah, those customers that they're going after, they really don't go with 2,000 pounders. They go 1,000, maybe 1,500 at the most. So their thoughts on that was give them 2 machines on one bin, and then give them another bin for another 500 pounder. So essentially give them 3 ice machines and call it a day. And of course, True is planning on subsidizing that cost of those machines. And that's typically what they do, because they want to get the machines out there in the market. The machines have been out there for about 4 years with very little to no issues. Very little to no issues. I wish I could show you some things, but True is a private company, so they're not traded on the stock market. So here we go. The air cooled. Okay, so they do go up to 600. Oh, they finally got one. Oh, this is a new one. This makes sense. So this is the biggest one. They got 822. Let's see what they got going on here. 822 pounds. Ooh, all right. So this is their big one. This is the biggest one. So my guess is they would drop one of these 830s on there, and then another one that's going to produce another, 400 pounds. So 830 pounds of ice coming from this. These are in a very small footprint. So they're still keeping everything the same. I guess what they did was they just went up with the evaporator instead of going out. So that's another thing. The evaporators are pretty uniform. Oh, that is amazing. I was just explaining to Brother Charles the other day, because he went by, I guess on Friday, he went by a dealer and he saw one and he got excited. I said, Brother Charles, these ice machines have been out in the field for years. And each and every one of these True ice machines has a remote monitor. Each and every one is feeding information back to back to True. Each and every one. What this means is that True knows before you when there's a problem with the evaporator. True knows before you. True knows before the customer when there is a problem with the intake. Ooh, excuse me. Fill valve. Sorry about that. Which is another reason that you need to attend the damn classes. This is another reason why you should attend the classes, even if you've taken the virtual, even if you've taken the previous classes. As you can see by this 830-pound producing machine, they are making changes. So every time they make a change, they want to keep the populace informed. So they want to keep us informed. I put pictures out of these units years ago. I got them on Instagram. But they, so they got them in half, full, and what the hell is a large ice cube? Interesting. Of course, with the larger the cube, the less production that you're going to get. And what are these? So all of the 800 pounders are all 208 to 230. And they've got some out in Vegas. They love bragging on it. They have quite a few in Texas that they've been monitoring. And what I mean by monitoring is like the guy that told me about the class today. He himself checks on the units. So he checks on it. He has the other service company go out. So they actually are nursing these units, are babying these damn things along. TCIM 822. So let me see what else they got. Now, and these damn things are pricey as hell to the customer, to the end user. When they're doing these deals, these B2B deals, they practically give these damn things away. Air cooled. Yeah, and these are all air cooled, no water cooled units, all air cooled. TCIM, what the hell's the difference between the 522 modular? They have yet to come out with a nugget. I can only imagine that would be next. And yeah, these 550 pounds of ice in the winter and the fall, summertime 480. So that is not bad at all. And then what I want to show you, hold on, I believe these are only about 30 inches wide. But when you go to class, they talk about how they breathe, which way you can mount them, how you can stack them, side by side and whatnot. I think that might be the difference between looking at how they're configured with the ventilation. I think that might be. Let's see here. So let me go into this and let me go into the spec sheet. All right, so all are R2, and I forgot to mention, yeah, they're all R290. So that's a good thing. They're all R290, 450 pounds, one-touch cleaning, blah, 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 tool-free. Completely redesigned. It is completely different from all the other units. Their sump has this, it's designed in such a way where it allows all the heavy metals and everything to collect down at the bottom, and it has its own flush. Yeah, like I said, remote monitoring. Oh, and the remote. Yeah, the remote shut off and the location. If you move the damn thing out of the restaurant, if you move the damn thing to another part of the restaurant, True knows. So if you're leasing this piece of equipment and the restaurant shuts down, when the employees decides to abscond with the damn ice machine, think they're going to start their own ice business, once they plug it up, you will know exactly where the damn unit is. All right, and like I said before, I brought the full raft. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, this is killing me. I have two pieces of equipment here. Oh, this is awful. We are going to get into me taking some pieces apart for you guys. Hot side, cold side. Dish is going to be a little until I get my Starlink. Until I get my Starlink for the van, doing the dishwashers is going to be a little challenging. But the hot side and refrigeration is going to be fine. The transmitter is wired. Yes, it is. What is it? They go over this in the training class. So it's a box that is wired into the unit. So it's not wired into the board, into the control board. But it is plugged into the unit. And as far as I know of, you just can't remove the box. You can switch the location service on or off. They can do that remotely, but you cannot remove it. So if you wanted to pay for the service, it's sort of like LoJack. It's like LoJack, but for your commercial equipment. So, but back to showing you guys the stuff, because what I got right here is I got a faux ref. Let me see. Shoot, this is terrible. I got a faux ref unit right here. Damn. What do you mean terms and conditions after warranty? What kind of terms and conditions? If it's after warranty, there's no terms and conditions. You just said it. Any terms and conditions after warranty. You can't have terms and conditions after warranty. You can only have terms and conditions during warranty. So once the warranty is up, there's no terms and conditions. So like I said, it's just like LoJack. If you want to pay for like I said, they have the ability to track it. So if you want to pay for the service, you can pay for the service. It's no different than LoJack and that OnStar and stuff like that. It's always there on the vehicle. OnStar is always there. Whether or not you want it or not, that's going to be up to you. But no, that's what I'm saying. Whether it's in warranty or not, the transmitter isn't part of the warranty. That's a separate thing altogether. That's a separate service. And fun fact, Champion has that as well. Champion's had that now for 10 years. No, probably longer than that. Quite a few other manufacturers have that LoJack feature. I think Hobart has that as well. Let's go. Let's see. It's a very old. It's not like it's new. It's not like it's a new thing. It's a very old thing. I forgot what the hell Champion called it. And like I said, it doesn't matter if it's with all of them that have this, especially like Champion, because they have Champion and True. Doesn't matter if it's in warranty or out of warranty, they have the ability to start the machine. It doesn't matter if it's 7 years later, 8 years later, they have the ability to turn the machine on remotely. They have the ability to diagnose the machine remotely. That has absolutely nothing to do with the warranty. It is a Internet of Things, IoT. That is, they used to have it where you used to have to, like Champion used to have to hardwire it, or you used to have to plug it directly into your network, and then they were able to remotely control the dishwasher. But now True is using it. I don't know if it's using some kind of like cell phone service and Wi-Fi. A lot of services now are using that, where it could be just like your ADT, or I use Vivid, and so they use Wi-Fi and AT&T cell connection. Yes. Well, like I said, this was out before that. You just now are hearing about this. Like I said, I was trained on this with Champion 10 plus years ago. True's had this out for years. They just didn't tell anybody. So Drew had this out there, but it wasn't some feature that you can pay for or buy. It was something that they were doing to remotely monitor the equipment that they had out there. And so now they're making it, yeah. And so now they're making it where it's an added feature. Oh, damn, it was just on the screen too. It was just on the screen. Hold on. Where the hell is it? Direct link. So this is what Champion has always had, but they used to have it through ISDN years ago. And so if you look, damn, I just scrapped the Champion dishwasher. So on their boards, you see where you could actually plug in the cable. And that wasn't for a technician to plug into, that was for you to plug into your network. Yes, for asset management and where it comes into play is when you have universities with a lot of different units, hospitals with a lot of different units, like your big customers, and they might have like 10 units. Hospital might have 10 units. University might have 10 units. Here in Texas, we have these huge sprawling school complexes where they have the grammar school, the kindergarten, the middle school, the high school, all on one campus. With like surrounding the football field, like in the center, and then another field off to the side, and you know, each building houses the different grades. Well, because they're different buildings, each building has its own cafeteria. So now that school complex got 8 different dishwashers, 8 or 9, and depending on what type of cafeterias they might have. And so they would tell them, hey, look, all you have to do is plug our units into your network, and then we'll send out the parts, and we'll tell your maintenance guy what he has to do and when he has to do it. If he's uncomfortable, we will send the part to one of our authorized service agents. And this is just, it's not a new thing. It is not a new thing. Most people didn't go with it because it was they said it was so pricey, which is why a lot of people didn't go with it. Since I'm on Champion, no, I don't want the online thing. I want this is Champion's training through Teachable. I don't know if any of you guys have gone through the Teachable class. Remember, Champion has a machine that Chick-fil-A uses. So if you want to get into Chick-fil-A, check out Champion, check out Henny Penny, Follett Ice. How many people want to get into Chick-fil-A? Oh, and then Follett has a new schedule out. Here, let me give you guys a link to it. Their water and ice dispensers, that's a very big one for them. April 28th. Well, what the hell's today? March or something. Oh, yeah. So next month, so the Symphony Plus, preventive maintenance, more Symphony Plus. Ooh, and then their refrigeration. So if you guys are interested at all in commercial fridges and freezers, Follett Ice is giving you training on that. Hold on, let me give you the link. And what I'm going to end up having to do, if I'm going to come on earlier, and check it out. If StreamYard does not fix the background situation, if they do not fix that, I'm going to have to, I'm gonna have to. What I'm gonna end up having to do is cancel this plan, restart it. But while I do that, I'm just gonna have to use my phone. My phone doesn't have the green screen on it, so I have to use the phone, and so I can show you guys the equipment because I went and brought. Like I said, I got the panini press and I got the Vol Wrap over here. I could actually bring the dishwasher, but the dishwasher is just so big. I'd rather do that. I'd rather spend the time with the dishwasher at the warehouse. But I've been on here for about an hour. I'm gonna shut it down. I'm gonna shut it all down. I'm gonna shut it all down. So speak now or forever hold your peace, like Minister Jap said. But don't forget what I told you. Make sure you hit up Restaurant Depot in your market. Let them know that you are available to service the equipment that they're selling. Make sure that manager has your information. Why? Because people tend to go back to where they purchase their equipment from. And it would be best for them to have your information. Remember, True is having classes. It's best to attend them. Even if you're familiar with the damn ice machine, take the damn class. Follett's got classes. Let me see here. Hold on. Let's see what the hell Baker's got going on. All right, so next, yeah, Jacksonville. So that's all next month. So this is for your Manitowoc. Manitowoc stuff. Springdale, Arkansas. That's April 9th. What else we got? What else we got? Yeah. As the weather heats up, they're going to start to slow up on the ice machine classes. And then the classes come back again in the fall. Ooh, Trenton training. Oh yeah, we talked about that. That's Griffin, Georgia. Definitely take if you want your walk-ins, definitely, because you're not going to get Trenton training from anywhere else. Trenton is the house brand of United Refrigeration. So if you are looking for walk-in training, this is how you're going to get it. This is how you're going to get local training. And like they said, they're going to cover brazing and evacuation, calculating the appropriate refrigeration charge, system parameters, superheat, amps, using the multiple evaporators on one condenser. Let me show you Trenton. Oh, there it is. Trenton Refrigeration, which is owned. Which is actually owned by the parent company of URI. I covered this once before, but yes, they have A2L refrigerants now. This is the way. This is how it's going to be. And lo and behold, here is another one of your. Oh, I thought that was the other communication. Yeah, like they said, Trenton, you just contact the URI branch locator. Oh, and there they go. They got videos. Hold on, I'm gonna give you guys a link. And yo, before I forget, not Continental. Give me the name of the compressor manufacturers real quick. Oh God, one of them has a whole online setup for you. They teach you how to do walk-in refrigeration. Shoot. Anyway, those are going to be on separate snippets. Yes, it's like in Branco. Is it? Who the hell? Give me another one. What's the one with the C? Give me the one with the C. Hold on, let me go ahead with the C. Oh, damn. Any other time, this damn thing would pop right up. Copeland. There it is. Copeland has all of this. Yes. Thank you, Untamed Kango. Yeah, Copeland. And I keep forgetting to bring this up with you guys. We don't want that one. We want the other one. Copeland has a lot of online training. They have a lot of apps. Here we go. Online and instructor-led classes. I have not seen a lot of the online stuff. I'm sorry about that. It's probably my wife calling or something. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Get married, they say. You'll live longer, they say. You'll be happy, they say. Who is they? And where can I find them with my nice hammer? And then had the nerve to text me. Jeez. Get your training kit today. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they have all these. You'll see these at Baker and URI. They have these Copeland hermetic training simulators and semi-hermetic training. Let me just give you guys this stuff. Student learning materials. For all of you out there that want to train your own staff and whatnot, Copeland has all the training materials. So here's all the stuff for you to either teach yourself or to teach others. Compressor troubleshooting guide. Yeah, the White Rogers. So a lot of this stuff goes for HVAC as well. That's why I say that it's a lot of it's geared towards walk-in. A lot of it is geared towards walk-in. Product interactions, trouble. Oh yeah, these are the guys that you can order. Download. Okay, so you can download that and go to. You can go ahead and get that printed out at Staples, Office Max, Office Depot, FedEx, Kinko's. You can go ahead and get that sucker printed out. All the fun stuff. Interactive. Let me see here. On-air podcast series. Yeah, I don't know why they stopped doing these. On the water side, on the plumbing side, about 3 or 4 different manufacturers on the plumbing side are still doing their podcasts. But I don't know why with HVAC and HVACR they pretty much put the brakes on everything. As you see, Apple, Spotify, Android, you runs the whole gamut. Contractors, there we go. Yeah, where they go ahead and explain the difference between R22, 410, and all the new refrigerants. There they go, talking about 410A. You know, this is just stuff for you to go ahead and dive into when you get around to it. But like I said, I wanted to just touch bases with you guys. It's been a lot going on in the industry. Matter of fact, I am looking at All Points. How many people know who the hell All Points is anyway? I've told you guys about this before. All Points is an alternative to Partstown. Unlike with Partstown, All Points offers aftermarket. They offer aftermarket parts. One of those other guys drop commercial stuff, but so we still have All Points in Partstown. So here's your pumps, temperature controls, electrical components, the motors, your gaskets, the whole nine. Here, let me give you guys the link. They're doing a new pricing tier system. So I just gave you guys the link for All Points. They're doing some kind of like bronze, silver, gold type deal. So if you spend $500 a month, so it's like virtually buying anything decent, that puts you in the bronze, and that you qualify for a certain discount on parts and shipping. They are far superior in shipping costs than Partstown. I ordered through All Points. I ordered a part for the Turbo Chef. I ordered it for next day air for Saturday delivery. I believe All Points only charged me, let's just say $60, and I was able to get the part next day. I ordered it before 6 p.m. and I got it next day. And truth be told, the part actually came from Partstown. They themselves did not have it. They had to order it from Partstown. And luckily, Partstown ships out before like 9 o'clock at night or something like that. And I was able to get my part like on a Saturday morning for like $60, $64, something like that. So you can get the same parts as Partstown. A lot of times it's going to come right out of their warehouse. It's going to be picked by their R2D2 robots. But you don't have to pay that $200 next day air shipping that Partstown is charging. You don't have to pay that $150 2-day air that they're doing. Partstown does some crazy stuff. But do yourself a favor, sign up. This way, if you do need to order parts, you don't have to worry about any kind of delays. It is free to do so. They will give you all kinds of incentives to place your orders through them instead of through Partstown. And with that, I am going to wrap this up. I'd like to thank you all for contributing to the channel. And I am going to see you guys on the next one. And don't forget to hit me with your questions. Don't forget to hit me with your questions so we can address that stuff on the next show. Peace out.
We do here is go back.
In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon. Big Let's talk about something important.
We all here?
All but one.
Well, I'm going anyway.
Let's talk about something. And I'm here on a mission of mercy.
I got your attention now? Good.
A, B, C. A always B, B, C closing. Always be closing.
Gentlemen, don't waste your time in the vain pursuit of this, that endeavor is to be hot. Gentlemen, don't waste your time in the vain pursuit of this, that endeavor is to be hot on hopes and delusions. To be hot on hopes and delusions. To be hot.
And be relentless. That's it, I'm done. I haven't got time for this Mickey Mouse bullshit!
What we do here is go back.